Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel, and as you can see, I decided to bring back an old favorite in this era of interesting climate that we live in. I kinda needed something to talk about today, and I couldn't really think of anything better than talking about our fictional husbands that we seem to care so dang much about. I'll probably do a waifus one again sometime soon because gotta share the love, but regardless, I asked you guys on Twitter to send me your favorite, your toppest tier husbandos, and I would either give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And that's what we're gonna do here today. So I have gathered a list of some of the best, the cream of the crop, and the absolute worst. And because I got claimed, or I had somebody claim that I wasn't fair to characters who I didn't know, I threw in some characters who I didn't know. I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to rate them as a husbando, but here we go. Without further ado, we're gonna dive into this. Let's go ahead and start. Let me look at them husbandos. Thank you very much. And the first husbando on our bracket is, of course, Daisuke Kanbei from Balance Unlimited, the hot new husbando on the scene. This one, I was waiting for him. As soon as I made this announcement, I was like, send me your husbandos. I was like, Daisuke's coming any second now. And we had two people submit to Daisuke. We had Crimson Mila and our girl Ami Yoshiko. So thank you, Ami and Crimson, for submitting the boy. Now, I'm going to give him a big thumbs up. I think Daisuke is toppest tier husbando material, but when it comes to husbandos, as always, you guys know this is subjective. What you like in a husbando, I might not. What I might like, you might not. Doesn't matter. And again, let's remember, it's fictional, whatever. So Daisuke, I have to give a big thumbs up because my boy, and this is gonna be selfish, this is gonna make me seem very shallow, but my boy is very, very rich, and that is a huge plus. His balance is unlimited. So of course I'm interested in that. I want to hang out with Daisuke. I want to go drive around in fancy sports cars. I want to go to all the fanciest restaurants and buy all the expensive TVs and video games that my little heart could desire. And on top of that too, Daisuke, he's a looker, so that's a positive as well. I do think personality-wise, it might be fun to introduce him to some stuff that maybe he's not used to. Show him like if he liked cup noodles so much, oh man, you can't. I bet Daisuke can't wait to try some poutine. You gotta invite him over to Canada, show him all the good stuff. Daisuke thought that cup noodle was great. Wait till he tries poutine and Timbits. We could buy all the Timbits in all the world. Yeah, so Daisuke, big thumbs up. I like a project. I like the idea of trying to make Daisuke a little bit more personable, a little bit more kind, and because again, I don't really, judging off the 2 episodes we got before it was so coldly taken away from us, I don't think Daisuke is that bad of a dude. I think he's just learning to be a better dude. And so I want to help him be that better dude. And also he's rich, so of course he gets a big thumbs up. The next husbando on our list is of course none other than the king of husbandos himself, Makoto Tachibana. This one submitted to us by Bri Van G. Makoto from Free. This is the quintessential husbando in my opinion. Not only is Free the quintessential husbando factory, in my opinion, but yeah, Makoto is the cream of the crop, the toppest tier of a sea of top tier husbandos. And I think Makoto stands as king in that series. Makoto is one of the first time I called somebody my husbando and knew what that word meant, it was Makoto. Like, Makoto is my boy. I have loved Makoto since I saw season 1. I have, way back when that shit was still airing. Makoto he's just the best. He's the sweetest dude. He's handsome. He'll look out for you. He's got your best interest at heart, but he's also hardworking on his own. He's trying to help teach other kids how to swim. He's trying to go to college to get that knowledge. He's a good lad. He's got a good head on his shoulders. I think even Bri made this joke that Makoto is the husbando to which we are all part of his harem. I know so many people who have Makoto not only as one of their many husbandos, but he is like the top of if somebody likes Free, Makoto 9 times out of 10 is the top husbando, at the very least in the top 5 for just about everybody that I know. Everybody loves Makoto. Like I said, he's handsome, he's hardworking, he's honest, he's kind, and he likes kittens. So, of course, Makoto gets a big thumbs up from me. That shouldn't have been a surprise. I'm, it's Makoto. He's my boy. I have a funny story about a Makoto figure that I'm pretty sure I've told here on the channel. I won't waste your time with it, but needless to say, I had a Makoto figure sniped from me at a flea market, and I've never been the same since. Broke my heart. Never got over it. But yeah, Makoto, easily toppest of the top tier husbandos. The next character in our lineup is Sado Mao from Devil is a Part-Timer. This one's submitted by Matt87Eagle, and I know nothing about Sado, so, you know, never say that I didn't do anything for you guys. I'm including some characters that I may not be horribly familiar with. There's, I think, like 1 or 2 other characters who I'm not super familiar with. And Sado, I don't know much about. I believe I've seen the first half of the first episode of Devil is a Part-Timer. I don't know why I didn't finish the first episode, but I think I was like going to eat lunch or something, and then I never came back. But that said, Devil is a Part-Timer does look like a show that I could maybe get into, so we'll see. Maybe, who knows. That said, Sado Mao. I will say, in the looks department, because this is going to be a very cursory glance at this boy. I don't know a whole lot about Sado. So just looking at him, he's not the most gorgeous guy on the planet. He's not ugly either. He's just sort of there. He's a little bit above plane, just a little bit, just a smidge. And the thing is, when I'm looking for a husbando, I need to know that they got my back. I need to know that there's something there, maybe something that I can help with, because again, I like a project. But and maybe, you know, something, anything. But if the Daisuke Kanbei situation has taught you anything, my boy's only a part-timer. So again, since I'm taking a very shallow look at this character, I don't know a whole lot about him. I have to go off his looks and the very brief description that I have of him, and unfortunately, since he is but a part-timer and his looks are but average, and I'm pretty sure he's the devil himself, I'm gonna have to give Sato a thumbs down. Unfortunately, this character's not doing a whole lot for me. So yeah, the first thumbs down of the video. I'm sure he's great. I'm sure some people are gonna be upset that I've given their husbando a thumbs down, but it is what it is. Next up on our list, we have Asahi Shina from Free. This one submitted to us by Deep Not That Deep. Asahi's the man. Asahi's just the best. Do I think that Asahi would be a good husbando in terms of husbando material? I don't know. Because Asahi, he my type, you know, like he's handsome, he's fun-loving, but I don't know how he would do in a relationship, you know? Like, is he husbando material? Is there something about him that I can see myself being with that character? I don't know. Asahi, he's a goofball, he's fun-loving, but he does have a sensitive side, he does have a good heart. I think he's also, like, I feel like Asahi would be a good leader. I don't, like, have very much evidence for that, but it's just something, like, a feeling that I have. Like, Haru is technically, like, a leader, sort of, in terms of, like, him. He's not even really a leader. Makoto's the leader. Whereas Asahi, I could see being, like, a team captain in some capacity. Alas, we never see that. But I do feel like there is some he's a goal-oriented type of dude deep down somewhere, because it is shrouded in the fun-loving exterior. You know what? Just to be fair, I'm gonna give Asahi a thumbs down, but nah, I'm gonna give him a thumbs up. Who am I kidding? No, Asahi's getting a thumbs up. I want to go hang out with Asahi in the cafe. I'm trying to be fair, but at the same time, you guys didn't come to me for fair. You didn't come for objective. You knew exactly what you were getting into when you clicked the video. You want to hear me gush about the Free boys and some other characters as well. So of course Asahi's getting a thumbs up. He's a Free character. All the Free characters are top tier husbando material. And while yeah, Asahi does need to work on maybe being a little bit more serious, I do wonder if he'd be like the carefree one in the relationship. And sometimes that could be a problem when you're trying to have a conversation. Like the other person in the conversation is just making nothing but jokes, and you're like, please, can we focus? Like, I'm trying to talk to you about something for real. I can see that being a problem for Asahi, but overall, I think he's decent enough to be a thumbs up. Next up on the list, we have Hatsuharu Soma from Fruits Basket. This one submitted by Dude Melio. Hatsuharu is gonna get a thumbs up. Okay, so I was at first gonna give him a thumbs down, only because Haru Black is like a lot. That's a lot to deal with. But everything else about Haru is so genuine. He's such he's such an honest and hardworking kind of guy. Like, I shouldn't say hardworking. He's hardworking for the people who he cares about. And if this is your husbando and and you know he cares about you, you know he'd be there for you, because all Haru cares about is other people. He's a very selfless individual. He says that he's selfish, but nah, like Haru is a selfless kind of dude. He would put you above himself, although sometimes that could be a problem when you're trying to be like, and he can be a bit of a space case. Like, let's just be real. Like, Haru can be a bit of a space case, and Haru Black is a problem and a half. Like, you don't want to be hanging out with him and then all of a sudden he throws a chair through your TV. You know, like, that would be a problem. Like, you guys just hanging out trying to watch 90 Day Fiancé and then Haru throws something through the TV because he didn't like the way that one character talked to another character. Like, it ain't, you know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know, it's a problem. But a relationship is gonna have problems. You know, like, you're gonna have to work through some stuff. Not everybody's perfect, and Haru ain't perfect, but neither are you, neither am I, so Haru's getting the thumbs up. Okay, so the next character is gonna be Sosuke Yamazaki from Free, I promise. This is the last free entry of the video. This one coming to us from Hana Rosasago, and I have recorded this entry 3 times now, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Sosuke is getting a thumbs down, but with a huge asterisk, okay? I think Sosuke is a great character. I want to see the best for Sosuke, but Sosuke, and I know I said, like, listen, I know I said that I like a project, but Sosuke is a big project, and I feel like sometimes he's a little bit too serious and dour for his own good. I want to see Sosuke, like, work on himself. Like, I want to see Sosuke get to a point where he's self-sufficient, you know, like that's a big thing with me. Like, if I'm gonna make somebody a husbando, I need to know that they're not like completely reliant on me, and I know that they're not completely distant from me as well, because I feel like Sosuke would be too distant. I don't know, I feel like he's too wrapped up in his own stuff, as well as trying to keep that friendship, like that friend rivalry type of situation with Rin, to the point where, like, I just don't know if it would work out between Sosuke and I, and that breaks my heart. I do want the best for Sosuke. I think he's a great character, but there's not enough to Sosuke for me to personally call him a husbando. I almost gave him a thumbs up though, because again, I like me a project. But beyond that, what would happen at the end? Like, what would happen once once Sosuke and I have reached the point where Sosuke is back swimming and he's in a good place? Like, is there a relationship there? I don't know. So I gotta give him a thumbs down. I'm real sorry, Sosuke. The next character is none other than Osamu Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs. This one submitted by none other than the Otaku Fangirl 18 on Twitter. And this is another situation like Sosuke, where he's getting a thumbs down. But I will explain. Please put your pitchforks down. I will explain. The reason why Dazai, Captain Dazai, team, like absolute #1 character in my heart, Dazai is getting a thumbs down on a husbando tier, is because I think I look at husbandos a little bit differently than other people. I'm like, would I be compatible with said person? I don't want to have to worry about Dazai trying to off himself every other day. And that would be a hell of a problem to deal with. And that's the thing, right? Because I know I said I like a project, but Dazai isn't a project. Dazai is a complete person. You know what I mean? Like, Dazai's whole, like, I'm gonna go, like, jump off a cliff, har har har. That's not him, like having a real deep problem. That's just his character, and that's so ingratiated into his character that I can't ever see that going away, and that would give me a dang heart attack every other day. So, as a husbando, I gotta say, that's a yikes, but Dazai has my heart. I love Dazai so much, but, like, I don't know if I could call him husbando material, you know what I mean? Like, Dazai, he's not quite there. He's not quite a husbando, but is he attractive? Hella yes. Is he fun? Hella yes. I would love to hang out with Dazai, but to make him a husbando, to wifey him up, I don't think so. Hopefully I have explained myself in a decent enough way, but let's be real, it's Dazai. Everybody's coming for my head now. The next husbando on our list is none other than Bruno Bucharati from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This one submitted by Weird Whimsicott. Thumbs up, obviously. There is very few JoJo's characters who reign quite as supreme in, like, the husbando soup quite the same way that Bruno does. Bruno, like, Bucharati, like, there is no character who is as caring, as genuine. And like when I say caring too, I don't just mean like, oh, like let me hold you, let me make sure everything's fine. He's caring in the sense that like, what did you do? And then once you tell him what you did, he will either tell you that was right or that was wrong, and he will work through that problem with you. He cares about you, so he wants to see you at your best. That doesn't mean that he's always gonna be kind. That means sometimes he's gotta be a little bit strict. And that's what, like Bucharati is like the mama hen of that group, you know? But he is also like a top tier husbando because that's good building blocks for a relationship. Good building blocks? Jesus. Good building blocks for a relationship. Bruno would be there for you. Like the way he takes care of the boys, you know he'd take care of you the same way. And like the fact that he is willing to go so above and beyond for the people that he cares about, the fact that he's got sticky fingers as a stand, you know, he's got your back no matter what. Bruno's the man. I don't think I need to explain anything else. He is like, not just like, is he getting a thumbs up? He is like the golden top tier of all the JoJo's characters. I genuinely think Bruno's the best. Bruno might be the absolute top tier husbando, because all the other JoJo characters, and there are some JoJo characters down the line, all the other JoJo characters, some of them be trifling, but Bruno, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You know Bruno would be loyal. You know Bruno would be there for you. Bruno top tier. The next character on the list comes to us from, once again, Bungo Stray Dogs, and they say Rampo Edogawa. This one submitted by Blob Psycho 100. Rampo, I think, oh, this is tough. I'm gonna give him a thumbs down. And the reason why is because, again, this is another character that I love. Like with Stray Dogs, it's mostly characters that I love. And regardless of how I feel about them on the husbando scale, it doesn't change the fact that I love them as characters. And Rampo is probably the goofiest and most like zany of the characters. Like he's the oddest of the characters. And I would happily solve mysteries with Rampo, but I would worry like that he'd be too wrapped up in the mystery to really care about what happens to the people around him. Because let's be real, like Rampo, that's all he gives a damn about. Like he just likes solving mysteries, that's his thing. He does care about the people around him, sort of, but would he care enough to be a good husbando? I don't know. So as much as I love him, and he is lovable as hell, as much as I love the character, I think I gotta give him a thumbs down. I feel bad saying that. The next character is, once again, from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Taro Kujo. This one submitted by Casherms. Jotaro, I'm gonna give a thumbs up. I will say, I know vague things about Part 6. Again, I'm an anime only, so I don't know a hell of a lot. But I do know some stuff about Part 6, so I don't know if he'd be necessarily like a great like fatherly figure, but I do know that he would make a half-decent husbando, and honestly, I love Jotaro. He's one of my favorite of the Joestars. I think people usually have this opinion of him that he's just bland, like, I am, like, strong guy. Like, that seems to be the opinion that most people have of him because they're not looking under the surface. And Jotaro's a dude. Jotaro is like an ogre. Ogres have layers, onions have layers, Kujos have layers. Jotaro Kujo has layers. And I just genuinely think there's more to this character than meets the eye. I think Jotaro, given what we know about him, he would be like the silent type. Like, he would be the one who'd have to talk the most in the relationship. You would mostly be talking at Jotaro, not so much with Jotaro. But Jotaro would always be listening. He's always listening. And I feel like he's very caring. We see that especially in Part 4. And I feel like by the time he gets to Part 4, Jotaro is showing, like, very key, like, husbando signs. Like give him a little bit more time in the oven, he would come out a top-tier husbando. So I'm going to give him a thumbs up. I think Jotaro is, again, like Bruno, one of the very few top-tier husbandos in JoJo's. Finding husbandos in JoJo's is hard, once again, because everybody be trifling. The next character on our list is Song Ji-hoon from Back to School. This one's submitted by Luna da Otaku. Once again, I have no idea who this is, but I wanted to include some characters that I would have to look at, like, just the surface level, and my boy Ji-hoon, not giving me a whole lot. He looks like a bodybuilding science teacher who's not getting enough sleep, or a vampire who has stolen a lab coat. Either way, thumbs down. This design does nothing for me. I couldn't really find out much about this series or this character, so I literally only have this picture that was sent to us by Luna. I know next to nothing about him other than his looks, and his looks ain't doing a whole lot for me. So I gotta give him a thumbs down. My bad. Maybe he is a very sleep-deprived scientist, which kind of does stuff for me, I guess, but like, I need a little bit more. Next up, yes, I promise this is the last of the JoJo's characters, is Joseph Joestar, submitted by I Lovely Thumbs Way Down. Joseph, listen, you're my favorite Joestar. You know this, I know this. Everybody's favorite Joestar is Joseph. He's the best. He's the most intriguing. He's the most fleshed out. Joseph I would happily be friends with. Happily hang out with Joseph. Young Joseph, old Joseph, doesn't matter. But no. Big no. Joseph is not a good husbando. And I've seen people say, like, Joseph would be a great husbando. No, he would not. You weren't paying attention. Joseph cheats on Suzy Q, who he claims to love oh so much. He is constantly ogling people on the way through Egypt. He's not a good husbando. He's just not. Like, he's a great character. I love him to pieces. He's my favorite Joestar. Well, Josuke is my favorite Joestar, but Joseph is a close second. He's everybody's favorite. Everybody loves Joseph. But as a husbando, no. This is like the biggest no. And I feel like maybe people don't view husbandos the way I do, but the instant a character cheats, I'm like, oh, I don't trust you anymore. Like, I don't trust you anymore, because if you did that to Suzy Q, who's like the sweetest, then you would easily do that to me. So, I gotta give Joseph a thumbs down. I'm sorry, my boy. Next character on the list is Atsumumia from Haikyuu. This one's submitted by Clampies38, and Atsumu, I'm gonna give a thumbs down. And like, the reason why is, or rather Mia is getting a thumbs down. The reason why is because Mia is shady. And of what we know about him in season 3, or rather season 4, wow, we are 4 seasons into Haikyuu and it's still hype. But what we know about Mia, I think he's fun. I think he's a great antagonist. I would never want to hang out with him. Like, not only would I not make him a husbando, I would never want to hang out with Mia. He seems like too much. He seems like he would constantly be playing, like, while you're playing checkers, this man is playing chess, and not in like the fun, like everything according to Keikaku kind of way. In that obnoxious, I like being ahead of you in terms of every conversation. I feel like he would talk down to you. Like nothing about Mia in season 4, at least what we've seen from him in season 4, has really inspired any husbando stuff. I mean, like, he's like, his character design is relatively attractive, but nah, I gotta say thumbs down for Mia. I'm not even really that sorry. Yeah, thumbs down for Mia. And the last character on our list is none other than Gilgamesh from Fate. This one's submitted by Honda Gilbert, and listen, I know everybody now talks about him in regards to that Fate whatever the hell, like Fate Grand Order something or other. I only know Gil from Unlimited Blade Works. Like, that's how I know Gilgamesh. So Gilgamesh getting a huge thumbs up, which might be surprising. Gil is a bastard, right? He's horrible. He's a bad person. But there is something about him. Like, there is something about Gil that I find intriguing. Sometimes it's the bad boy thing that just kind of works. And there's something about Gil that's just fun. Like, I would be like his Vanilla Ice, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean the singer. If you know JoJo's, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But like, yeah, Gil, something about Gil is intriguing. I can't help it. I don't know if it's the character design, which is like, whew, that's a 10 out of 10. I don't know if it's the cold attitude. There's something about that that's intriguing. Something about the bad boy aesthetic. I don't know, something about it. It does make me want to watch that Fate Grand Order series because everybody talks about him there. But I don't want to see Gil be a good guy. I want to see Gil be friggin' evil because that's what works for him. So I'm giving him a thumbs up. He's one of the few baddies that I would give like the all clear to. There's very few bad guy characters that I give the all clear to. As much as I like a dark side, I can't go full evil, you know what I mean? But Gil is one of those times where I can go full evil and be pretty okay with it. With that said, everybody, I'm gonna wrap up my thoughts here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope nobody's too upset with me. I'll probably come back to do one more waifus video, and then probably put the series on ice again for just a little bit, maybe like a month, then we'll come back to it. I'd like to maybe start doing some like news videos once a week. We'll see how that goes. Sound off in the comments. Let me know who your favorite husbandos are. your favorite waifus, and if you were ready to kill me for some of the husbando bashing I did in this video. You know, it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. And with that said, we've reached the end of the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to boop the up snoot and share if you care. And if you want to see me rambling even more, then feel free to follow me on Twitter or join our good folks Discord, both of which are linked in the doobly-doo. Lastly, if you're feeling generous, consider checking out our Patreon page to help support this channel. Speaking of which, I'd like to give a big thank you to our lovely patrons, such as Izevi, Alex, Andrew W., Branson C., Calvin A., Crowbar of Irony, Daniel G, Deep Not That Deep, Digger the Fox, Dominic G, Emily, Ionos, Urza, Ginkotaku, Godzilla Fan, No For Nothing, Maria T, Marshall B, Mater, Mirth Mouser, Nymad, Cell, Shadow Creative, Stephen G, The Suavest Orange, Tristan G, and Verdon. Thank you all so much for your continued support over on Patreon, and once again, thank you for checking out today's video. Hope you guys have a lovely day, and until next time, you stay classy, AniTube, and wash your dang hands.